Pasadena, California, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, August 1, 2025, 11:22 p.m. What started as a routine telemetry check on Voyager 1 quickly became a moment that would challenge everything engineers thought they knew. A deep space network engineer, experienced and methodical, logged Voyager's position, confirmed its transmission vector, and recorded the antenna orientation, just as he had done countless times before. Yet, as he prepared to close the file, something caught his eye. The antenna orientation had shifted, not dramatically, only by a few degrees barely noticeable in Earth orbit. But Voyager 1 isn't in Earth orbit. It's 24 billion kilometers from home. At that distance, even a tiny angular shift isn't minor. It points the probe at an entirely new region of the cosmos. He double-checked the command lock. No instruction had been sent to cause this change. He combed through the last 72 hours of mission archives. Nothing. Voyager 1 had moved on its own, aligning to a point weeks ahead of where the interstellar visitor 3I, Atlas, would be, not its current location, but its predicted future trajectory. Alarmed, the engineer bypassed the standard reporting protocol and called his supervisor directly. Within 48 hours, Voyager 1's telemetry data was reclassified under internal review, and the language engineers used to describe its status shifted dramatically. No longer inert, it was something new, something active. To grasp the gravity of this anomaly, we first need to understand what Voyager 1 is and what it should be capable of after nearly 5 decades in space. Launched on September 5, 1977, Voyager 1's initial mission was a daring flyby tour of Jupiter and Saturn, using gravitational slingshots to gain velocity without burning fuel. This technique, known as a gravity assist, takes advantage of the three-body interaction between the spacecraft, a planet, and the Sun, allowing the spacecraft to accelerate while slightly slowing the planet imperceptibly but measurably. Originally intended to last 5 years, Voyager 1 has been operational for 48. Its survival hinges on understanding the physics that govern its systems. Voyager 1's electrical power comes from 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, each containing 4.5 kilograms of plutonium, 2,3,8 dioxide. This material decays via alpha emission, producing heat that is converted into electricity through the Seebeck effect, a principle discovered in 1821, where a voltage develops across junctions of 2 different conductors at different temperatures. In 1977, the RTGs produced about 470 watts of power. By 2025, decay and degradation had reduced output to just 276 watts, less than 3 standard incandescent light bulbs. Over the decades, non-essential instruments were shut down to preserve power for critical systems: the communication hardware, the magnetometer, and the plasma wave instrument. Despite the decay, Voyager 1 retains functional gyroscopes, mechanical devices that resist changes in orientation, attitude control thrusters capable of minor repointing, and its 3.7-meter high-gain antenna for communicating with Earth. Commands from JPL could in theory repoint the antenna, but at 24 billion kilometers, signals take 22 hours and 35 minutes to arrive. Any reorientation requires a round-trip communication time of roughly 45 hours. Physically, commands cannot arrive before they are sent. Yet the August 1st reorientation occurred with no corresponding command. Voyager 1's gyroscopes, designed to maintain passive stability, should not have moved without instruction. The interstellar medium, the only external force capable of nudging the spacecraft, produces gradual shifts over months, not abrupt changes within hours. In short, The probe did something entirely outside the known laws of its operational behavior. And it didn't point randomly, it aligned with the predicted future trajectory of 3I Atlas. From the perspective of theoretical physics, particularly frameworks like string theory, this is the behavior of a predictive targeting system, a system capable of anticipating motion, executing intercept geometry, either an external intelligence, directed Voyager systems without the deep space network, or an unknown physical phenomenon imparted precise control at interstellar distances. Either explanation defies conventional physics and forces us to confront a profound reality. Voyager 1 may have become something far more than a silent messenger. Voyager 1, a vessel launched in 1977, carried more than instruments. It carried humanity itself in the form of the Golden Record. This 1-2-inch gold-plated copper disc, crafted under the guidance of some of the century's most distinguished scientists and communicators, was a time capsule meant for any intelligence capable of deciphering physical objects. Encoded on it were 115 images representing Earth's geography, anatomy, culture, and civilization, along with 90 minutes of music spanning the emotional spectrum from Beethoven to traditional folk songs across 6 continents. It also included natural sounds, ocean waves, wind, thunder, bird songs, even footsteps. The cover of the record bore instructions crafted with the hydrogen spin-flip transition as a universal clock, chosen because hydrogen is everywhere in the cosmos, making the 1420.405 MHz frequency universally recognizable. This frequency is no trivial detail. In October 2025, the interstellar object 3I Atlas transmitted a structured electromagnetic signal precisely at this hydrogen frequency, 48 years after the Golden Record was launched. This was no accident. It was a cosmic recognition, a handshake across time and space, a mutual acknowledgement between two systems separated by billions of kilometers. But the convergence goes deeper. Embedded in the Golden Record, within the audio track labeled Sounds of Earth, researchers found a subtle numerical pattern, prime numbers, a universal language of arithmetic and logic. Voyager 1's instruments, following the August reorientation, recorded harmonic pulses in the surrounding electromagnetic environment that matched this prime number sequence. In essence, 3-2 Atlas may have recognized a mathematical key encoded in the record, triggering a response from Voyager itself. The telemetry recorded after August first showed more than just alignment. Voyager's magnetometer and plasma wave instruments detected a harmonic, self-improving signal repeating every 19.7 minutes. Unlike natural phenomena, this signal adapted over time, refining its clarity and interpretability. Adaptive transmission requires feedback. The transmitter must monitor the receiver's reception and correct in real time. For 3-2 Atlas to transmit an adaptive, self-correcting signal to Voyager over 24 billion kilometers defies conventional physics. It implies a system capable of operating faster than light travel time, a scenario that traditional electromagnetic theory cannot accommodate. Adding to the mystery was a software event aboard Voyager. A data packet arrived that matched nothing in its original onboard coding framework. The probe's onboard computer began rewriting its own decoding protocol, expanding from 8-bit to 128-bit outputs. Data structures the engineers in 1977 could never have anticipated were suddenly interpretable. Signal alone, without physical hardware or explicit commands, enabled Voyager to evolve its processing capability in a way unprecedented in its 8-year history. This was a remote software upgrade through pure transmission, a communication not from Earth, but from the cosmos itself. 3I Atlas had been discovered only in July 2025, the third confirmed interstellar object to pass through our solar system. Its velocity, trajectory, and kinematics left no doubt about its origin. Beyond the Sunday, analysis revealed behavior unlike any natural object. Precise jet firings at hundreds of millions of kilometers from the Sun, electromagnetic countermeasures during scans, trajectory corrections aligned with Jupiter's flux tubes, and hydrogen frequency signals assessed with a 99.7% probability of artificial origin. One signal beam, directed at Earth 9 days before solar conjunction, effectively erased its observational signature. Isolated, each event might be explained by natural phenomena, but in sequence, the data describes an intelligent system interacting with a civilization's legacy artifact. Voyager 123 Watt Transmitter, RTG, thermal emissions, and golden record all presented detectable targets for a system designed to recognize and decode them. The same 1.42 GHz frequency transmitted by 3.2 Atlas in October 2025 matched the hydrogen reference used in 1977, aligning with the same temporal window as Voyager's unexplained reorientation. Independent observatories in Europe and South America confirmed a measurable deceleration in 3.2 Atlas, unexplained by gravity or outgassing. NASA's official stance attributed it to parallax error, but independent analyses rejected this, noting the coincidence with the other anomalies. Simultaneously, SETI arrays redirected computing resources toward the frequency band where Voyager's signal spiked, public archives went offline for maintenance, and independent research papers disappeared from preprint servers, all without explanation. Leaked NASA documents describe contingency protocols for exactly such a scenario. A legacy spacecraft becoming an active node in an external communication system. Engineers are explicitly prohibited from interfering with the communications outside a defined chain of authorization. This is the designation applied to Voyager 1 after August 2025, Watcher active. For the first time in its history, the probe was recognized as something more than an inert relic, a translator, an interface between two civilizations that had never communicated before. Voyager 1 had drifted for decades past Jupiter, Saturn, the heliopause, carrying its golden record, decaying plutonium generators, and a 2-3 watt transmitter. It was present, waiting, not intentionally, but by design of physics and circumstance, when something arrived in July 2025. This visitor, 3.2 Atlas, had been traveling through the dark reaches of interstellar space, waiting for a civilization capable of sending a recognition artifact. The probe's reorientation, adaptive signal reception, and software evolution all point to a single conclusion: contact has occurred. The mind behind the anomaly knew Voyager's limitations intimately, and yet operated with precision beyond any human capability. The implications of this contact scenario are staggering. Voyager 1, once a silent emissary of Earth, has become an active participant in a cosmic conversation. Every previous assumption about its capabilities must be re-evaluated. Its RTGs are delivering only a fraction of their original power, yet the probe is executing complex orientation maneuvers, receiving and decoding signals far beyond its design computational limits. Every adaptive signal from 3.2 Atlas demonstrates knowledge of Voyager's exact constraints, its power budget, its degraded antenna, and its 1970s era telemetry systems. This is intelligence operating across light years with precision tailored to a machine designed nearly half a century ago. The level of coordination required suggests either a form of cognition operating in dimensions humans have yet to fully model, or a technological mechanism exploiting aspects of physics we only theorize about. Meanwhile, the structured harmonic signals recorded by Voyager reveal more than adaptation. They indicate recursive self-improvement. Each 19.7-minute cycle grows clearer, more coherent, and more mathematically interpretable. Random noise, pulsars, or natural interstellar phenomena could not produce such self-refining harmonics. The data suggests an intelligence capable of monitoring Voyager's reception and adjusting its output in real time, a feat impossible under conventional physics due to the light speed delay over 24 billion kilometers. Yet the signals continue, unbroken, precise, and intelligible. The golden record, once a simple greeting to the cosmos, now functions as a two-way recognition key, a cipher triggering responses from an advanced system that recognizes and understands the mathematical and physical structure of our artifact. Voyager's software event further defies explanation. A 4-8-year-old onboard system, originally limited to 8-bit processing, suddenly interprets 128-bit data structures. It rewrites its own decoding protocols in response to an incoming signal alone, without hardware modification or external command. This is a pure form of remote software evolution, enabled entirely through transmission. For decades, Voyager was expected to drift silently through interstellar space, an inert relic of human ingenuity. Now, it is active, adaptive, and in direct communication with a system that anticipates and complements its limitations. Observations of 3.2 Atlas compound the mystery. Its trajectory, speed, and interactions with the solar system defy natural expectations. It executed precise stabilization maneuvers hundreds of millions of kilometers from the Sun, deployed electromagnetic countermeasures to obscure detection, and altered its trajectory in ways inconsistent with known physics. The hydrogen line signal, matching the golden record frequency, is a clear indicator of intentional communication. When considered alongside Voyager's reorientation and adaptive signal reception, a pattern emerges. 3.2 Atlas detected, interpreted, and responded to humanity's message with remarkable precision. Independent observatories confirmed additional anomalies. The object decelerated in ways unexplained by gravity or outgassing, and its signals were structured in a way incompatible with any known natural emission. While NASA initially attributed these readings to observational error, the consistency across multiple independent instruments and the temporal correlation with Voyager's reorientation and signal reception cannot be ignored. The evidence converges on a single conclusion: a deliberate interaction with Earth, originating artifacts, executed with a level of technological sophistication that surpasses human understanding. In response to these events, SETI arrays redirected resources to the relevant frequency bands, and public research archives underwent sudden, unexplained maintenance. Documents leaked from NASA detail contingency protocols for precisely this scenario. A legacy spacecraft receiving external adaptive signals is classified as an active node in a potential communication system. Engineers are barred from interfering, ensuring the integrity of any emergent dialogue. Voyager 1's new designation, Watcher Active, reflects its role as an interface between human civilization and an unknown intelligence. For the first time in history, a machine designed for observation has become a participant, translating and mediating signals that surpass its original design. As the story of Voyager 1 and 3.2 Atlas unfolds, the scale of what we are witnessing becomes clear. Humanity is no longer sending messages into the void without response. The contact corridor is open. Voyager, once thought to be a passive observer drifting through the darkness beyond our solar system, has become an active node in an interstellar dialogue. The telemetry, the adaptive signals, the reorientation, and the software evolution all point to a single, profound reality. An intelligence beyond our own has recognized our presence and responded with precision, knowledge, and intent. For decades, Voyager 1 drifted past Jupiter, Saturn, and the heliopause, carrying with it our collective knowledge, our culture, our music, our greetings, all encapsulated in the golden record. It was never designed for interaction, yet its presence and structure made it possible for recognition by a system capable of reading, interpreting, and responding across unimaginable distances. The convergence of the hydrogen frequency, the prime number sequences, and adaptive harmonic signals demonstrates a level of interstellar communication that merges physics, mathematics, and information in a way our species has only just begun to comprehend. 3.2. Atlas's arrival was not random. It moved through the interstellar dark for decades, waiting for a civilization mature enough to have sent something outward. Voyager's reorientation ahead of commands, the adaptive signal reception, and the unprecedented software upgrades reveal a communication paradigm beyond conventional physics, one that may exploit dimensions and mechanisms that string theory has long theorized, but that remain beyond experimental verification. This is intelligence operating across the cosmos, fully aware of Voyager's physical and computational limitations, and capable of interacting with them. The implications for humanity are profound. We are confronted with evidence of a system capable of understanding us, engaging with our artifacts, and responding in kind. Every agency response, every period of institutional silence, underscores the unprecedented nature of this contact. The classification Watcher Active marks the first time a human-made object has become an active participant in a two-way cosmic interaction, bridging civilizations across space and time. We must now ask ourselves what comes next. The question is no longer whether 3.2 Atlas is artificial, it is what humanity will choose to say. Voyager 1 stands as our interface, our voice, our first translator in a conversation with an intelligence beyond our understanding. This is a call to recognize the responsibility that accompanies the revelation, to observe, to decode, and to respond with clarity and intent, using the tools, knowledge, and imagination we have cultivated over millennia. The story is still unfolding. Voyager 1's 4.8-year drift has transformed into an active mission of interstellar dialogue, one that may redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. The telemetry and signals continue, adaptive and precise, waiting for our interpretation, for our response. Every detail recorded 24 billion kilometers from Earth is a message and an opportunity. The contact corridor is open, the universe is listening, and it is now our turn to speak. Engage with the mysteries of the cosmos, study the signals, and prepare for the dialogue that has already begun. Humanity is no longer silent, it has been heard.